him in. You know, did he know about it? Because if he knew about it, statute of limitations is 10 years. We could, no, he didn't know. Should have thrown him in. But anyway, because like a couple years later, he gets indicted, he ends up going to jail anyway.
And it could have decreased your sentence.
Yeah. Listen. Stop.
Listen,
Oh my God.
I got all my judgment out after the homeless conversation.
Listen, it's only going to get worse.
I mean, I really appreciate your honesty and your insight about snitching. Honestly, that I have a sense that there's at least a desire for loyalty in the world.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Did you ever feel in danger in medium or low?
It's funny. I had more problems probably at the low than I did the medium. But at the medium, the only thing that happened was an article came out in the newspaper when I was at the meeting. It came out and said, because they're still investigating things. So this article comes out, and I'm on the front page of the St. Petersburg Times. It was about the politician. Big article, and in the article it says they interview Millie, my lawyer, and she says, well, when Mr. Cox was being interviewed by the FBI, one of the first things they wanted to know about was this politician. So she just said Mr. Cox was being interviewed by the FBI. So I immediately get taken into custody, and they put me in the shoe, the hole, right, for my own protection. And I'm there for like 45 days. And then after 45 days, they're like, Cox, what do you want us to do? You want us to ship you? I was like, no, put me back on the compound. I'm like, half the guys here cooperated. And he goes, yeah, it's more than half. He said, but this is a guy from SIS, which is like their internal security.
So that's when he told you that it's a much higher percentage.
Right. He said, but 90%. He said, but 100% of them are lying about it. He said, you just came out in the newspaper. I go, man, I'm not concerned. If you are concerned, you got to come immediately to the lieutenant's office and tell us. We'll ship you. I said, okay. I get out there. People are giving me like looking at me and what's up, But I don't have a lot of friends anyway. And I come there to make friends. And so at one point, this one guy comes to me. I'm walking the yard probably 2 days later. After I get back on the compound, I'm walking. Guy comes to me. He has a goatee, and it comes down here. He's got a skull, like a little skull thing he made, whittled out of wood or something. And, definitely looks scary. But so I'm walking, and he stops. He goes, hey, Cox, I've never talked to these guys. I've been there for a year or so and never talked to any of these guys. They're all like bikers and, Aryan Brotherhood. And so, I'm like, yeah, what's up? He said, Bubba's their leader. He goes, Bubba told me to tell you not to walk the yard. He don't want to see you out in the yard. And I went, okay. I said, well, I'm going to walk the yard tonight. I said, and if I get the shit kicked out of me, then I get the shit kicked out of me.
But did you talk back to a guy with a wooden skull hanging off his beard?
I did, but you know what? It was right in front of the guard shack, and so there was guards in the guard shack. Like they're 20 feet away.
Really, you weren't scared?
I mean, I think I just got numb. Like I'm not stupid, but I'm walking around. I was scared from the moment I got there on, if that makes sense. So you get to a point where you're just numb and you're waiting for it. Especially when I got out of the shoe. Got out of the shoe, I went straight to my cell, laid down. A couple minutes later, it was locked down. They closed the doors. I wake up the next morning. I go to chow. I go to my job. Like it starts all over again. So I had a very packed routine. I didn't spend there, although there's guys everywhere. And I'm thinking at some point I might just be walking around. A guy might walk up and just smash me in the head. But it didn't happen. And it's not the guys aren't getting stabbed, but they've got it coming. I didn't tell on anybody here. I didn't do anything. It's not that on other yards I might not have gotten smashed, but I didn't get smashed. And I'd been there a while, and I taught the real estate class, and everybody wanted to take real estate. So I think that insulated me to a degree. I also had made a few friends there, and I think they were probably also kind of putting out the